YouTube anime lovers. No anime right now. It's actually watching Lakers preseason. I'm a Lakers fan, but um Tale of the Worst One episode 3. Man, when I say this episode is really good, like I don't know what to say. Like, all right, we start off with Iki, our main character, sparring against Stella, and they're going at it, and obviously from the last episode we know they will be given like a battle royale in a school. They'll be set up opponents who they converse just to see who will make it to the who will basically represent the school. So basically, they're sparring, practicing on future opponents. Now Stella already know who she's going against, and basically Iki tries to tell her about him, but she's like, don't tell me about him. It's practice for future battles that I don't know my opponent that well. And I can kind of agree with that, but then again, you kind of want to know at least something about your opponent also. So, later on, I mean, at the same moment, after they get done sparring, she kind of like tries to ask him on a date, and it goes wrong because his phone rings. It's his sister, and she asks him out, basically saying, "Can you go shopping with her?" And he says yes. So Stella gets very mad, and it's just funny. So they basically meet up Saturday, and the new guy, his name is Alice. Now he's a man physically, but in his heart he's a woman. He says so. He's he's homosexual. So with that said, I kind of thought Iki was against that, but they kind of blended together good. And it was a kind of bad joke where Alice was like, maybe I should like try to seduce you type of thing, and Shizuku really got mad. So it was funny. So as they go shopping, basically this episode revolves around these bad guys that try to rob and take over the mall, I guess, where it was at. And what's funny about that is one of the bosses of the people who's taking control is a blazer also. So the teacher, director, principal, I guess, of the school gives them permission to help out and basically use your blades against them. Now we find out Alice's power when the guy, Alice and Iki is talking in the bathroom. One of the henchmen busts in and starts shooting it up, and like bullet holes everywhere. I'm thinking like, what could they have went? Turns out, Alice's power is darkness. He controls the shadows. He can basically paralyze you if he stick his knife in your shadow. You won't be able to move, and he can also like move throughout the shadow. So I think that's kind of cool. I forgot what anime I seen that in. I want to say Bleach, but definitely a cool power. Like you don't see a lot of powers with darkness or shadows really. But with that said, they went basically to go help and find out who's behind this. And meanwhile, Stella and Shizuku got captured, and it's just a bunch of kids and women there. And we meet the boss, cause he ends up one of his henchmen ends up kicking the child, hitting the woman, and the boss says, "You know what? I told you not to touch him." The henchman's like, he threw ice cream at him. He said, "All right, you're right. That child wasn't taught manners well, so it's the mother's fault." And he basically aimed the gun at her and was about to shoot until Stella like got into you know fire flame mode and went at him. And she went at him pretty strong, but let me get over there because that light is kind of like irritating me. She went at him kind of strong, but his power is, what do you say? It's something in Judgment. I forgot what it was, but he has a book where he blocks the attack and it absorbs his power. And he has a ring on his right hand, basically, and that brings out the power you attacked him with. And he's, so basically, he uses your own attack force against her. Ends up hitting her, and he ends up saying, "There's only one way we won't kill, the hostages is if you get on your knees and beg, fully naked." So I was like, "Oh, really?" And at that moment, we see Alice and Iki like above on like a balcony above him, and Iki's like grabbing, balling his fist up. He's like, "I gotta jump down there," and that's when Alice like stuck a knife in his shadow, like, "Not yet. Trust your sister." So by that time, Stella's already in her lingerie, and she's like all red in the face because that's degrading for women. So with that said, Shizuku you know, actually came through by making like a force field of water around the women and students. Well, not students, but women and children. So, with that said, it gave Iki a chance to go attack him, and I have to say, this anime, when he like went down there to attack him, that was like one of the coolest and most graphic moments, because it was like he was coming at him, and it was like you was looking at his point of view, like you was right behind him watching it, and it was just kind of cool because he was dodging bullets and all. So he ends up, going at him. He already know the boss's move, so the boss pulls out his book, and little do he know, Iki is like way faster than him, so it ends up cutting his hand, and I'm like, wow, yeah. Iki ends up, saving the day, but then it ends up being an inside man in the crowd. You know, she grabs a hostage, got a got a gun to her head, say, "Let the boss go or she dies." And out of nowhere, like, these white little lights come out, hits the boss and the woman with the gun. Some dude called, some with a K, Karaj, I forgot. But he, name with a K, redhead, basically stuck up, arrogant guy. And he saved the day. And Iki and him know each other. They go way back, I guess. And it kind of like, go to a different scene where these women is like saying how cool he is. And then Iki goes say sorry. And he said, "It's alright. It's my responsibility to give a hand to the weak." That's a shot at Iki, and I'm like, damn, he's an asshole. Although, why couldn't he just say it's cool? No problem. Now, Stella comes up like, that's, like, are you serious? Like, Iki's a way stronger opponent than you. And at that moment, I knew it was real because Iki, like, pulls his hand in front of her, like, stop. And I'm like, okay, this dude must be pretty arrogant and good. So he says, "Oh, basically, you've made yourself look like a cool guy. You should tell him the truth. About our first battle, you ran off." And I'm like, damn, he ran off. And then he said, "Did you check your student handbook?" And he, at the time, Iki checks his handbook, finds out the first round he was fighting against is that dude. So, goes to show you, you cannot run away from your fears. You have to fight them one day. Now, my thoughts on this episode was great. Definitely going to keep watching and reviewing this. What do you guys think about it? If you're not watching it, please give it a try. Please. Unless, you're like some big absolute duo stan and don't like that their blaze idea getting kind of stole. But great episode. Let me know what you guys think of it. Peace out, YouTube.